Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to figure out if companies are actually as good as they say they are. And today we're diving into Venu Holding Corporation's latest report. Get ready for some fireworks, or maybe just a gentle breeze of corporate news. Before we dive in, if you like getting the unfiltered truth about companies straight from their own filings, make sure you're subscribed and don't forget to join our Discord community, link down below, where we break down these documents even further. So Venu Holding Corporation has dropped an 8K report, which is basically a heads up about significant events that shareholders need or want to know about right away. Think of it as a company's urgent bulletin. The big date here is August 14, 2025. This is when the earliest reported event happened, and it tells us the company is keeping us in the loop about what's going on. Now, Venu Holding Corporation is a publicly traded company and their common stock is listed on the NYSE American. That's a pretty standard exchange where companies trade their ownership shares. An interesting tidbit is that Venu Holding Corporation is identifying itself as an emerging growth company. This is a classification for newer, smaller public companies, and it means they get some relaxed reporting requirements for a period. It's like getting a bit of a break as you're just starting out or growing big. The main event in this filing is about their results of operations and financial condition. This is where they tell everyone how they did financially and what's shaping their business. On the reporting date, the company released a press release that summarizes their performance for the second quarter of 2025 and also for the first half of the year. They also announced a conference call where they plan to discuss these results. This is a pretty standard move for public companies wanting to explain their numbers directly to investors and the public. The press release itself is included as an exhibit with this report. Think of exhibits as attachments that provide the actual source material for the report's claims. So if you want to see the exact wording of their financial update, you'd look at Exhibit 99.1. Now, the filings mention ISO 42417 USD and ex-release shares several times. This is basically just standard code within these financial documents. ISO 42117 USD tells us that all the money figures are in United States dollars, which is pretty straightforward. And expiry shares is a way to tag data related to shares of stock. Just a technical detail to make sure the data are... Well, ISO is pretty straightforward, and expiry shares is a way to tag data related to shares of stock. Just a technical detail to make sure the data is organized correctly. This report is largely about sharing the contents of that press release. The press release isn't included in this text, but its existence and purpose are key parts of this filing. It's the company's way of saying, here's the news you want to hear about our performance. Think of what this means. When a company releases a press release like this, it's usually to highlight good news or to explain any less than good news. For Venu Holding Corporation, this report is focused on their second quarter and half-year results. This is the critical period where we see how they are tracking against their goals and expectations for the year. The fact that they are announced via conference call suggests they've got things to talk about, and they want to be transparent with their investors. So while we don't have the actual financial tables from the press release itself within this specific document, the filing tells us that the company did release these numbers. This 8K filing acts as the official confirmation that these results have been communicated. It's like a receipt for their announcement. Finally, the report is signed off by J.W. Roth, who is identified as the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman. Having the CEO and Chairman sign off on a report like this signifies that the company's top leadership is aware of and stands behind the information being presented. It's a formal declaration that these are the official figures and statements from Venu Holding Corporation. Looking at the overall picture, Venu Holding Corporation is making its mandatory disclosures. They're telling the world about their financial health and performance, which is exactly what public companies are supposed to do. As an emerging growth company, they're following the rules and their CEO is signing off on it. The core of what matters to investors, the actual financial results, was released via press release and is being flagged in this report. While we don't have the numbers here, the filing confirms they've been released. This is the bedrock of transparency in the stock market. So what's my take on this? Venu Holding Corporation is playing by the rules, issuing the required reports, and signaling their financial updates through standard channels like press releases and conference calls. The fact that they are an emerging growth company means they've got a bit more room to grow without the same immediate pressure as larger, more established companies. The key takeaway here is that they've reported their performance numbers. If you're an investor, your next step would be to actually go and read that press release. This filing is essentially pointing you to where the juicy financial details are. What are your thoughts on Venu Holding Corporation's approach to reporting? Do you think being an emerging growth company is a good sign for investors, or does it mean less scrutiny? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a like. It really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe to Corporate Dakota for more straightforward analyses of company filings. Also, make sure to join our Discord server, the link is in the description, to keep the conversation going and get even deeper insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.